And we just come outside here. It's late evening, and I was just noticing that the moon was up. And
but tell us that you're low vision, right?
Well, yeah, I'm low vision, so I've got a sense of some of the things around me, large shapes, some cars, that sort of thing. But I happened to look up and see that the moon was up, and I thought, let me test it to see what it's like. So I have my phone here,
which is an Android.
And we now have magnification turned on. It's currently not zoomed in at all, but if I just so it's just at 100. So if I go up, let's start. I'm going to actually enlarge it to its full. So kind of 800% magnification.
Wow.
Okay. And if I raise it up here, and I'm coming across the sky, and there we go. I can now see the moon.
Wow.
And it really is quite incredible. I mean, it's just amazing to be able to, for me, to be able to see this is something really special. And as you know, it hasn't just been the moon.
With a vision, where we always have a vision, and the vision for today is actually sharing with you about the magnifier in the Sullivan app from the Android and iPhone perspective. And guess what? For low vision, of course, this has to do with magnifiers, so low vision family, stick around. Trevor will be sharing with you.
I certainly will, and I'm going to be trying it out, testing it in different environments, and also showing you a few clips of how it works using both an Android phone and an iPhone. So, like I say, stick around. You never know, this could be extremely useful for you. What we're going to do is head into the mall and start from there. Here I am with an iPhone, and I am standing in a clothing aisle here, and I'm looking for socks. And I thought I could see them, or where I think they actually are. So I'm now holding up the phone to check if I'm right. And I can actually see them. And they are right ahead of me. I can see them so well with this that I can actually even see the packaging on the socks. And I can see that the socks are black from here. Which
How far
amazing.
are we?
We're a good 25, 30 feet from them.
So without the magnifier you wouldn't?
Without the magnifier, I would just be seeing what I think might be socks, but I couldn't guarantee that they were. They look like a load of unusual sort of black shapes, like all stacked together. So I'd probably feel that they were socks, but this absolutely confirms it for me. So now I can see them, and that's perfect, and I know in which direction to go. And that helps a great deal to bring it all closer. So,
hopefully I'm showing the phone.
Hopefully.
What's the magnification if you're using the iPhone?
So at the moment it's on 800.
800.
Which seems to be perfectly comfortable and allows me to still see it clearly and allows me to work out in which direction they are. So I'm going to go and find those now and go to the next example. I'm in the central area of a mall, and as often happens when you're shopping, you suddenly fancy something to drink. So I'm looking for a vending machine. And I believe with my sight, I can actually see one, but I don't know that it actually is one. I think it is. So I got out the magnifier, this time using an Android phone, magnified to 800%, which is the maximum that the phone, the Android application will allow. The iPhone goes up to around 3000. But I've noticed that it does get blurry after around 2000 magnification. That's something to bear in mind. For my condition, that's how it is, but for yours, it might be quite different. So check it out anyway and see how it is for you. I'm now holding my phone up, and I can see it is a vending machine. I'm identifying it from around 35 feet, I can see the bottles and I can see the colour of the machine, but I can't tell what's inside of the machine, and this is probably because I'm looking through glass, I'm looking at an unusual colour. The writing on there looks sort of like an off-white colour against a sky blue background, so for my condition that's not particularly useful, but the main thing is that I've identified that it is actually a vending machine, which is great. Now in this situation for me, I will have to enlist some help to find out what's inside the machine. I now know in which direction it is, so I can go there.
So,
And
is it okay if I show it?
of course.
Hopefully, I'm going to be videotaping where the vending machine is. Totally blind here, so I don't know if I'm going to videotape.
Yeah.
Let me see. So about
Right.
35 feet away,
Right,
and so you wouldn't even be able to see it even if you are close to it?
I think that looking at the colour scheme and everything, it's probably not particularly useful for my condition. So
But it was pretty helpful because you were able to actually see that is actually a vending machine
I can identify it. So
with some bottles.
I would actually have to get some help to discover what drinks they have. So in that case, and in this situation, of course, I'm going to go and make a call to see. I'm doing what we all have to do at some time, use the restroom. So looking for them can be quite a problem. So I believe I'm close to them. I'm in a little wing in the mall. You know how it is when these restrooms are just in these little side wings, right? So I'm using the magnification on the iPhone here, and I've magnified to around 1,150%. So pretty good, I have to say. And I'm looking ahead with the phone. And even here, I can see the door to the restroom, and I can see the sign, which is absolutely amazing. So
this is the iPhone?
This is the iPhone, yeah. And I'm seeing the women's restroom, right, here. So what I'm actually doing now is trying to move across to see if I can see the men's, and yes, I found the other door, which is yellow.
How far are we from there?
From the women's restroom, we're probably around 30 feet. And from the men's, probably a good, 40 feet.
So without the magnification from the Sullivan App, you wouldn't be able to see it?
I'm just looking now, and without them I can see yellow, but I don't know if it's a door or anything like that. I can just see the yellow, right? So it's useful to have this magnification so I can check to see if I'm right.
Do you mind if I want to film that way? I'm going to film you so they can see where you're standing, because I was just showing you. Hopefully I'm able to show and see. I'm totally blind, so let me see. I'm not able to see anything. Hopefully. And I'm going to go back to you, and maybe you can put the phone in front of the...
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to show...
So you can show the magnification?
Yeah. So here we are. I've just...
I'm going to face the restrooms.
Yeah.
Put the telephone in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And let me see.
There we are.
Here it is, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully so.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Perfect, right?
Okay, I'm videotaping Trevor walking towards the restroom now that he found it using his cane. Let me see if I'm showing him walking. I hear the cane, so hopefully I'm videotaping him. He's going to the restroom, but we don't want to follow him inside. Oh, wow, you sound far away. Right. All right, it works.
So, I'm in a clothing store and I want to use the magnifier to see if I can find Anna, who has volunteered to be part of this because I don't want to film anybody. And sometimes we would like a little bit of help from the magnifier, so I'm using the Android magnified to 800%. So I think I can see her, but I'm just going to bring up the magnification on the Android phone and have a look, and it seems as if I can see her much more clearly. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to try and walk toward her now. I can see her very clearly, and we'll make our way down here toward her, and here she is.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow.
So it is another fantastic way in which you can use the magnification to maybe find somebody. I know that there are a lot of low vision people who have some good color vision, which can always be useful. So especially if you know what the person was wearing, maybe they were wearing glasses.
Wearing glasses. And
Maybe, yeah. Maybe even if they were wearing some sort of identifiable jewelry, you know, like a large bracelet or something like that. And again, that's dependent on your low vision. Everybody's different.
How
It's
far
diverse.
were you from here? From where are you?
I was around about 25 feet, something like that.
Are you able to recognize the person without the magnification from there?
I can see a person, but
So you
probably not recognize certain details. So I wouldn't be so sure that it was the person I was looking for.
What about looking for the cashiers?
So looking for the
cashier
cashiers,
register area.
yeah, I mean, that can be quite useful too. Often we know that we can sometimes find it by the sound, but
Oh, yeah.
to use the magnification could be useful as well. I believe we would be able to maybe look across and see that.
I guess use it in practical scenarios,
Yeah, I
right?
think it's
Like
I think
looking
it's
for
yeah, I
someone
think
when
it's
you
all
go
about
shopping.
practical scenarios. So yeah, this is just another really good way that you can actually use the magnification to
Can you
perhaps
use it to
find
check
somebody.
prices when you go to the store?
I have actually tried to look, and again, sometimes I can see them, but having said that, it will all depend on the background, the colors, everything like that. But of course, I know that
If the
that's for
price
me.
is glassy,
Yeah.
with colors that are not.
Yeah, but there might be people out there who that's extremely useful for. So, as I would always say, you know, check it out yourselves. See if it works for you. So I'm outside now, and just looking up at the sky, using the magnifier, using my Android phone at 800% magnification. It's very clear. It's not dark enough yet to see the moon, but all the same, it's still amazingly clear when looking at the trees, when looking down at the street to see the cars passing. So many different options. And I have to tell two quick stories of things that happened when using the magnifier. The first is that I was able to see the moon one night when using it, and it was so clear. The detail was amazing, and I got really excited about that. You know, when we have technology like that that helps us in a big way, we do get excited about these things. Well, I do anyway, and I believe that there's so many options out there. My other story is that I was at the Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, and sitting near the fireplace, and saw with the magnifier 3 ladies sat next to the fireplace, and I could see that one of the ladies was running her hand through her hair, and I thought that was such amazing detail, and I could see it clearly, and I was really stunned by that. And I decided at that moment that this feature on this app was definitely worth keeping and sharing with all of you. So I have to say that this Sullivan magnifier within the app is absolutely fantastic. It works so well for me, and I have used it in so many different scenarios. I have found the zoom to be amazing, and that's both on Android and on iOS. And I believe that whichever you use, you could really find this useful as well. I think whether you are reading receipts, whether you are checking a room for details, and I'm talking those little intricate details that maybe you didn't see before. Maybe you're looking for something specific. Maybe you're looking for restrooms. Maybe you simply just want to sit down for 10 minutes and see what's around you and get a better picture of what's out there, what can be found.
I honestly think that this app provides so much. It's certainly the best magnifier that I have actually tried. I knew very early on that this was working for me. I've been using it for Android and iOS, and everybody asks the question, Android versus iOS, which is better? Honestly, they're both good. But the difference really that I can find is that Android's magnification goes up to 800% and iOS goes to around 3000. Now, I did detect it to be a bit blurry after about 2000, so maybe that might be something that you'll want to consider. But in terms of the features and how good it is, it's good on both, honestly. Now, I also find it to be, as I say, fun. Yes, you can use it to do things like look at the moon, as I did, or maybe see people across a room, maybe see their jewelry, whatever it might be. And I'm sure it will be successful. We know that there's a lot of diversity in the low vision community and everybody is different. But I honestly feel that there are many, many people out there who could really benefit from using this app. I really do. The other thing to point out, something else I found, is that for me, it works best when I'm in a stationary position. If I'm walking on the move somewhere really fast, and I do walk very fast, I honestly would probably find it very hard to focus and keep walking at that same speed. So it's definitely working better for me if I'm sitting down, if I'm having that time to focus and point my camera at various objects around me. So that's what I've found. But for you, maybe it might be a little bit different. And this is why I can say, well, this is how I use it. This is the way that I'm using it every day. But I know for all of you, that may be different. So honestly, it gets a huge yes from me. And I would encourage people to download it, to give it a try. It's worth it. And in all honesty, I would love to know how you're using it and what aspects of it you're using and how well you think it's performing. So yeah, go and download it, see what you can do.
Last night we were at the This Is Grand California Hotel, sitting at there in the lobby, right?
That's right, and I was able to use it to look around the hotel. I was able to see the chandeliers very clearly. I was able to observe all sorts of things.
People sitting there next to the fireplace?
Yeah, people. I've been able to observe cars driving along a street that's not near me. Sort of, we're talking probably more than 50 feet away.
Right, I'm going to show here around, and you're able to see cars passing by on that street.
The street to our right.
It's far from here.
And it's far
I'm going to
from
go
here.
back to you.
Okay.
And you were able to see colors?
Yes, I can see the colours through here, very clearly of the cars. And I mean, there are some buildings opposite us diagonally, and with the full magnification, I'm able to actually point my phone in the direction of these buildings and actually see the front of these buildings. Although I can't see all the details, I can tell that they're over there.
But it seems like you're not able to see it without the magnification.
No, without, I could not really see it. And if I was able to see, it would be more just like a sort of it wouldn't be clear, it'd be very blurred. It would be almost like a bit of a blob, right? So I wouldn't be able to tell. I might not even tell that it's there.
You were actually standing by my dining table, and I was sitting on my sofa, and you were able to see details that you're not able to see without it.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course I was. And I say that now after using it for a few days, but at the time I was really shocked and amazed about how useful it actually is.
Were you able to see how beautiful I am?
Of course.
Even without it, right?
Of course.
No, just kidding. You were able to see my red nails from there.
Yeah, from there. Clearly, the colours were very clear
That
to me.
is so cool.
And that's amazing. I mean, for me, it's proving very useful when I sit down somewhere. or when I'm standing somewhere. A perfect example was last night when we were listening to music played by a band on the bandstand there, at the stage there, and I was able to point it to the stage, and I was actually able to see the band members.